Yo, hello. We are back with more Angelic Chaos. And this time, we're going through Kaguya's route. Now, a very interesting thing here is that the guide is telling me to take a break. And it's confusing because for some reason, no one in the guide says to start with Storia, right? Noah's route, you start with Noah. But for Kaguya's route, you take a break? That doesn't sound right to me. So, fuck the guide, or at least for this part, and we're just gonna start with Storia. Especially since, you know, we've already seen take a break. Alright, we saw it in Amane's route. We saw it in Aurier's route. I mean, we didn't really see it in Aurier's route or Fumika's route. But, you know, we went through that option. We've already been through that option multiple times. And we're going to go through that option again when we get to Kurumi's route. So either way, let's go. Why don't we start with Storia? I know she draws very little attention because of the mask, but her outfit still makes me uncomfortable. Maybe. Why'd you have to go and say it? I was trying to be vague about it. Listen, I'm sure Kaguya is fine with me staring. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine most girls are that big. Yeah, I catch them doing that out of the corner of my eye too. I mean, God damn it. I was gonna say, yeah, I'd like to do that too. I mean, ew, God, what's wrong with you? I went too far into the joke. I skipped a few steps. I mean, maybe that'd be fine online, but hearing that in real life is kind of creepy. If I was the one who said that, you'd take me 100% seriously and call me the biggest creep ever. Yeah, so why do you get to say it? Man, the fact you just agreed with me pisses me off. I know I brought up the topic, but still. It's been a while since she's been referred to as Kakua. It's a fantastic outfit, but not the kind of thing you'd wear on a day-to-day basis. You'd probably fit right in at a cosplay event though. Okay, well, maybe outside of Japan you could argue that it's traditional Japanese garb, but in Japan, you definitely could not. Although your outfit's pretty different than her stylistically, Loak. I recall them mentioning that there are a lot of different countries in their world. And with different countries come different cultures. Are you talking about her boobs? Big doesn't even begin to describe it. Yeah, but the way you were talking about it, like, it's kind of hard for people not to think about specific parts. Sorry.
維持するのはちょっと難しそうですけど、ゆったりした服の方がいいですか？
そこら辺は気にしないでいいわ。せっかくだから、こっちに馴染みやすい、私に似合う服を着てみたい。
わかりました。
織江はどうするの？私は別に、今の格好のままで十分なのですが。ダメよ。ちゃんとこっちに馴染む努力をしないと。はあ、わかりました。そういうことでしたら、やはり動きやすい服が好ましいですね。いついかなる時も、姫様にお仕えするのが私の使命ですから。
Why am I getting deja vu? Okay, well, I thought I was. Apparently I'm not.
例えば、そうですね。あなたが着ていらっしゃるような、気軽な格好だとありがたいです。
This just feels like a very similar conversation, right? But I guess it's different because we aren't starting with Noah. Who would have guessed?
全く同じじゃなくてもいいんですよね。
はい、動きやすさがあれば。
とりあえず私がよく行ってるお店に行ってみます。そこで商品を見ながら考えるとか。
ありがとうございます。もちろん問題はありません。ですが、私よりも先に姫様をお願いします。
そんなの別にどっちでもいいわよ。
いけません！はあ、わかった。今さら言い合いをしても仕方ないわね。織江はそういう子なんだから。それじゃあ、私の方からお願いできる？
わかりました。となると、やっぱりきれいめ系でまとめるのが一番似合いそうかな。とりあえず行きましょうか。
I'm exhausted. What? Was? You still can't skip?
僕もだよ。
It's been 3 hours, and we haven't even gotten to Lawak yet. Okay, well that's why there isn't it. That's why there's no skip. I don't know how Amane has this much stamina. She just stays cooped up in her room playing video games all day.
服を買うのっていろいろと大変なものなんだね。
God forbid she has a hobby outside of video games. Usually I just find what I'm looking for and buy it. In best case I'm in and out in 5 minutes. Whereas Amane will find something she likes and proceed to not buy it until she's seen everything in all the other stores first. That's why shopping with her is so time consuming. What a drag. I guess her approach is better when having a limited budget, but still.
僕が服を買うときもこんな風にいろんなお店を回るんだろうか。
Well, we can probably cut the time in half if we narrow down what we want to look for beforehand. Do you want any preference for what you want to wear?
着てみたい服か。
Surely there's something.
そうだね。この世界にはどんな服があるのか僕はよく知らない。
Well, Noah, I think there's a very easy way for you to figure it out. Just look around.
逆に着るのに困るような服ならすぐに思いつくけど。
That works. What are they, out of curiosity? Probably things that you wouldn't be able to buy here in the first place.
派手だったり大胆だったり露出面積が大きい服だよ。
Okay, not as lewd as I expected her to say.
着ていて不安になるようなものは避けてもらえるとありがたい。
Listen, I just need to check periodically, alright? Make sure I'm not rehashing certain lines. So you don't want to change things up too much.
今の雰囲気のままっていうのは変かな。
Nah, it's the safe option. I bet you'd look good in anything, honestly. She's got the looks. I mean, I would stop her if she started going in a weird direction anyway. That's part of the reason I wanted her to come. In any case, I think you'll thank yourself later if you decide what you want now.
わかった。
Noah trudges into a store. Really, I should be helping her. Sorry, I'm too tired. We're nowhere near done, so I need to preserve my energy. Come to think of it, surely Storia should be done by now. Curious, I peek into the store she went into, but I don't see her. Maybe she left already. After scanning my surroundings.
何かしら
Not really. I've seen you in this many times before. Riku though, maybe not in this timeline. She's changed clothes, which makes sense since she's finished shopping. But it definitely had to do a double take. Eat. She's wearing a light blue dress. I guess this is what Amane meant by prim. Man, I didn't recognize you at first. You look totally different.
そう?そんなに違うかしら
Well, not having the ears is definitely a big difference. Oh yeah, you even changed your hairstyle too, didn't you?
ええ。服が大人っぽいのに髪型は子供っぽくて、ちぐはぐだって天音に言われたのよ。
She had a side ponytail. She had a side ponytail sort of thing, if I remember correctly. Honestly, I could be wrong. Most of my attention was focused on her cleavage and ears. I wonder why. Yeah, I think your new hairstyle goes better with your outfit. With that outfit,
ありがとう。
I knew she'd look good. She'd look good regardless of what outfit she chose, being as beautiful as she is. But I have to admit, I'm pleasantly surprised. What are you doing now?
織江の服が決まるのを待っているのよ。あと、選んでもらった服と周囲の人と見比べてみたくて。
Oh, okay. I scan over her new outfit once more. She fits in just among all the other. She fits in just fine among all the other mall goers. Jesus. Albeit her breathtaking beauty aside, it's crazy how far a simple wardrobe change can go. Her vibe is totally different. You look great, in my opinion.
照れながら褒めてくれてありがとう。そう言ってもらえて自信が出てきたわ。
To tell you the truth, I don't have much experience complimenting girls.
そうなのそう。それはとても嬉しいわね。
How come?
私のために慣れないことをしてくれたんでしょ？そんなの嬉しいに決まってるじゃない。だからありがとう。
I don't know if I really stepped out of my comfort zone or anything. I guess I've just never been in a situation where I had to throw a girl a compliment. Really, it's nothing you need to thank me for.
やっぱり照れ屋なのね。かわいい。
You're teasing me, aren't you?
仕返しよ。
For what?
耳をくすぐって私を苦しめてくれたから。その仕返し。
Listen, you asked for it, okay?
敏感なところだから優しくしてって言ったのに。
Oh, right. I really am sorry about that.
私もからかってごめんなさい。ということで、さっきのはお互い水に流すとして、リクの反応を見る限り仮面に頼る必要はなさそうね。
Yeah, I'd leave it off. It would clash with your outfit for one thing. Also, I'd hate for it to hide your pretty face. Hide her pretty face.
何？
Nothing. Oh, sorry, it's nothing. You can't read minds, can you? Some things I should keep to myself. I quickly changed the topic to avoid having to explain. So, I've been wondering, are there not any, like, more small-scale differences between our worlds? Living here isn't negatively affecting you in any way, is it?
体に影響というほどのものはないわ。ただ、マナの濃さが違うわね。
Well, it was never a problem in Noah's route, so it should be fine.
こっちの世界の方が薄い。大規模な魔法を使うのは難しそうね。
Wait, does that mean you two can't go back home?
連絡の手段くらいは用意してきてるから。
Don't worry, they won't want to go back home. After your route, you know. Her route. Oh, you did? Well, that's good.
にしても、こっちの世界はすごいわね。生活基盤のエネルギーとして電気を用いるなんて。物は豊かで、美味しいものもたくさんあって、おかげで私の服も思ったより早く見つかったわ。
3 whole hours is quick.
私の場合、この胸に合った服を探すのが結構手間なのよ。
There's a reason why she likes wearing loose-fitting clothing. Oh, right. That sounds like a real challenge.
胸の大きさに合わせたら他のところが余るし、肩幅に合わせると胸のあたりがきつくなるし。
That makes sense.
いろいろと大変なのよね。重いし、肩が凝るし。
She makes her breath sway as she says this. I instinctively turn away, but my heart is already pounding, and my face is probably beet red too. Guess those problems are universal.
こっちでもあっちでも、人の営みにそれほど大きな差はないと思うわ。だから、個人の悩みなんて似たり寄ったりじゃないかしら。それにしても。あなたは本当に魔族に対しても興奮するのね。
How could you tell? The way she just laughs non-judgmentally makes me feel strange. Awkward in a sense. It reminds me of the time my mum walked in on me playing a board game and just closed the door again without saying anything. Well, that's the problem when you have when your door is essentially behind you. How would I describe it? Your door is in front of your computer screen. Kind of works. I don't know. Do people really hate demons that much?
そこら辺は土地によるでしょうね。話を聞く限り、昔に比べれば受け入れられていると思う。それでもやっぱり溝は埋まっていない。
Yeah, but there's a difference between accepting demons and sexualizing them, alright? When are you gonna get to that stage? Because that's where I'm at. I've been at that stage since, I don't know, however long. I guess your world has problems of its own.
私としてはこっちの世界の方が気楽ね。もちろん、あなたたちはあなたたちで問題を抱えているんでしょうけど。
I'm curious, what do you like about Japan so far?
さっきも言った通り、物が豊かなところ。特に電化製品ね。
Well, they are pretty nice, yeah. The magic seems like it'd be more useful to me.
魔法を使うにはね、どうしてもマナの供給と制御が必要となる。スイッチを入れれば自動で作動し続けてくれる電化製品のようにはいかないのよ。
I mean, I feel like we've had this conversation before. It's just electricity. Alright, that's what mana is meant to be. Alright, mana is the electricity and magic is the... How would I say? Is the appliance. If I'm using her context, her analogy. guess magic's not as easy as I thought.
それにマナの制御には個人差がある。
You see, that's the difference.
でも電化製品なら均一の効果が得られる。そこも優れてる点でしょうね。
I get the feeling that it would be hard to build infrastructure out of magic alone. It's not all powerful as it turns out.
それにボスバーガーも美味しいし。
Yeah? You really like them, huh?
このまま平和にこっちの世界を満喫したいわね。
I'm a big fan of relaxation too.
姫様、お待たせしました。あら、気楽そうな服、そういうのもいいわね。
Yeah, it's a cute outfit. It's just that, you know, the problem is I wish I liked Aurier more. But, you know, her route and all that.
よく似合っていると思うわ。ありがとうございます。
There's something wrong.
不満ってことはないんだけどね。もっといろいろ似合う服もあるから試してみたかったのに。こだわりはないから早く済ませたいってパパッと決めちゃったから。
Well, the outfit looks good on her, so what's the big deal? Anyway, I guess now we just need to find something for Noah.
そうだね。お手柔らかにお願いします。
Alright, we've finished shopping for everyone. And there we go. Now, that was longer than I expected for a, I don't know why I'm doing this.
確かにね。
Skip to the... No, not next
朝
scene.
だよ。
Next choice. There we go. After the Kaguya part, I don't think there is much else we need to go through here, right? I think it's pretty...
はあ？むしろログイン。
Shut up. I think most of this we've already gone through, right? No need to bother. The only thing I can think of is the beach. Right? Here. Where who would have guessed we pick Kaguya? It's Kaguya. Can you blame me? I'm talking about huge. They're even bulging out from the sides. Honestly, that swimsuit looks like it's struggling to contain them. I feel like Riku is exaggerating a bit here. Gee, you think? Shut up. But like, is it really that? How would I say? Compared to Kurumi, right? Is it really that much bigger? Right? I guess that's the best way to put it. No man could resist staring at those jiggling boobs. She's too sexy. Not that I could ever say that out loud. But enough about it, who my eyes are drawn toward. I've got 5 attractive girls with me. You can't blame me for being excited. Okay, yeah, we can skip to the next choice. Okay, this one I am iffy on. Right? Because, well, yeah, unlike with the other ones, you know, the Amane one, the Noah one, the No Need to Bother one, I don't really... That one is more Amane too, right? The Fumika one, and obviously the Kaguya option. Alright? This one's more vague. But, go with her seems to be the right option. Wait up. But, you know, I think we've already seen this. So...
それはまあ断る理由はないんだけれど。
Okay, some new unique parts for the go with her option. Because
バックログ画面だ。
I think I've already wait up, I'll come with you. It didn't really skip that much. I think I've already gone through this once with Orie? No, Amane. I don't remember.
どうかした？
I don't know, just sitting around feels boring. Plus, it might help to have a man with you if she's in trouble. Or if you need my cultural knowledge as a Japanese person.
なるほど。そういう可能性もあるわね。なら、お願いしようかしら。
No problem. Let's go check on at the cabana.
海の家で買い物をしたなら、とっくに戻ってきているはずなんだけれど。でも、お店に確認しておくのは必要なことね。
ああ、そういう子なら来たよ。カフェラテが欲しかったみたいだけど、コーヒーしかないって言ったら困った様子で、カフェラテはどこで手に入りますかってすごい剣幕で迫られたよ。
Do you know where she went?
コンビニなら売ってるって思うって教えたら走って行ったよ。俺が教えたのは駅に向かう途中のコンビニだよ。
Alright, thanks for the help. I've been wondering. What's food like back in your world? You guys really seem to love burgers. Do you not have stuff like that back home?
似たようなというか、同じような組み合わせのものはあるわ。でも、こっちで食べるお肉の方が味がいいというか。
Do you 3D print your meat? What fucking? Do you not have cows in?
あっちのお肉はもう少し野生味があるって言えばいいのかしら。
Ah, they don't have domesticated animals. Why?
だから香辛料がふんだんに使われていて味が濃いかもしれないわね。
Did someone did someone have the was someone not how would you explain how would I say this? It's kind of hard to say this. It's kind of hard to say the joke. But I'm trying to make a joke about, you know, cow's milk and how we started drinking cow's milk because someone somewhere decided on a whim to drink the milk of a from a cow's udder. All right. But I don't know how to structure the joke, so I'm just going to explain it.
あれはあれで美味しいんだけど、全体的にはこっちの世界の方が安定しているでしょうね。向こうは美味しいお店とまずいお店の差が大きいのよ。
Well, we definitely have bad restaurants here too. But I'm just glad you're enjoying your time here. You came here to help me, but this whole time it's been one mess to another. Sorry for all the stuff I've put you through.
もしそんなことがあったとしても、それはリクのせいではないわ。
I mean, she literally had to save you the first time she joined, the first time she came to this world, you know? So, she's used to it.
こっちに渡ってきたのは私の意志よ。遊ぶためではなく、私も事情があってきてるんだから。リクが気にする必要なんてない。
Yeah, she came to find a partner in the bed of romance. What?
それに、こっちの生活を満喫しているのも事実よ。
Hearing that does put my mind at ease.
それよりも、リク、相変わらず 遠巻きに見られてるような気がするんだけど。
Yeah, here's the thing, Kaguya. Apparently, in Japan, your boobs are just so big that that no one has ever had those size. That no one's boobs have ever been that big for a high schooler, I guess.
気にしないでいいのよね。
I mean, she's 18. Yeah, I told you earlier. People are only staring because you're in a swimsuit. And I'll bet the majority of them are men. I mean, look at her. Captivating is really the only word I have to describe her. She's what you'd call a bombshell beauty. The words almost slip out of my mouth, but fortunately I managed to stifle them. I can't say that to her face. I mean, listen, Riku, I understand where you're coming from here, but like, could you not say the same about Kurumi? Right, like,
それだけならいいんだけど。
sure, I guess you could say her swimsuit is more modest, but like, she's also fairly stacked. Something bothering you?
確かに砂浜に来た時から視線を感じてはいたんだけど、今向けられている視線は少し違う気がしたの。
Like, they're suspicious people among them? They're suspicious people among them?
ええ、そういう意味じゃないわ。
That's a relief, at least. I give a quick, inconspicuous glance at our surroundings, just in case. Yep, they seem to be guys. All ogling Kaguya, as if they're waiting for the right moment to come up and speak to her. Maybe I'm just imagining things.
リクが？
Well, people are definitely looking at you, that's for sure. But now it's because you have a guy with you. They're trying to work out if I'm with you or if I'm trying to hit on you.
私とリクの関係を疑っているということ？
Well, no, they're trying to think if... They're trying to gauge whether or not you're dating him. I wouldn't say they doubt it, per se. They're waiting for me to fail so they can go shoot their shot next. At least I assume so.
なるほど。つまりリクと私は知り合いだと分からせればいいのね。
Listen, all I'm saying is that just being acquainted probably isn't enough to deter those guys. Right? Yeah, more or less.
それじゃあ
But if what I think she's going to do, if she does what I think she's going to do, then most of the guys staring at her aren't going to take it as Riku and Kaguya just being acquaintances or friends.
こんなのはどうかしら。
Like that. Hey, what are you... I yelled, my voice cracking as she grabs hold of my arm. But can you blame me? The sudden squishy sensation would make anyone do the same.
これなら声をかけようか考える人もいなくなるでしょ。
I mean, look, compared to the training that he's done with Kaguya, I think this is pretty tame. Probably. Now it feels like we're getting jealous stares instead. Although, considering I'm a guy here with a group of 5 girls, that was probably already happening.
本当ね。こっちを見てた人たちが散っていくわ。
I hate to ask this, but why do I feel like the 3 girls in the background are also from Yuzusoft games? I mean, I can't picture who they would be, and it doesn't help that I've only played Riddle Joker before this one, but, you know, so they were waiting for a chance to hit on you. Man, that was a ton of guys.
あれは多いの？
I think so, yeah.
ナンパってどういう基準で行われるものなの？
I'm the wrong guy to ask. I've never hit on a girl in my life. I guess it's basically just going up to a girl who you find pretty and talking to her. Okay, I think that's a bit too basic of an explanation.
そうなの？私って魅力的？
Is the reason you're Are you sure you're not saying that because you're trying to goad him into answering?
その割にはリクの反応は薄いみたいだけど。ほら、やっぱり反応が薄い。
I mean, I can't afford to get excited. We'll be screwed if I end up transmigrating. I'll turn it to Diablo, Namane and Koibari will probably transform too.
前世返りについては制御できるはずよね。特訓したんだから。
And that's also why there is less of a reaction from Riku, because he's already used to having his face in between her tits.
それともこういうのは不愉快？
You're misunderstanding. I still don't have perfect control yet. I'm just being extra careful since we're in public. Erring on the side of caution, you know?
つまりリスクがあるくらい興奮してるってこと？
Like I said, she's goading him into answering. Yeah, I guess. Your swimsuit is pretty revealing. Also, like, the fabric's so thin I can feel her skin even more keenly than usual. I mean, you say that, but like, you get a face full of cleavage. That the part that you get pressed, the part your face gets pressed into is bare skin. Alright? I may not be able to get it up, but I can still get aroused.
その上？
Never mind, forget it. In any case, it's not that I don't like this. In fact, that's the whole reason I want you to let go of me.
顔真っ赤よ。かわいい。
Is it fun teasing me? Oh, very much.
そういうわけじゃないわよ。本当に可愛いと思っただけよ。でも、そうね。リクを見てると面白いのも確かだわ。
Oh, come on.
バカにしてるわけじゃない。ただ、魔王の生まれ変わりって聞いて、いろんなことを想像したの。実際にはどんな人だったのか、恐ろしい性格だったのか、意外とひょうきんだったのか。
Yeah, I guess I am. Diablo is a legend in the world Kage and Orie come from. He left a huge mark on their history. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? We know as the audience, or I guess I know, and everyone watching knows that Diablo isn't a bad guy, right? It's not, people playing through this game, probably a lot of them chose Kaguya first, right? So they still don't know that Diablo was a pretty good guy. So, it's not surprising to think that people would still be ignorant at this point in the game. But for me, I already know that he was just pulling a Lelouch from Code Geass Season 2, specifically Season 2. I'd certainly be curious if someone from our history was reincarnated, like what Nobunaga would be like. Yeah, I could think of a few other people that I could think of a few other people that I wouldn't want to be reincarnated. I wonder if he'd know how his assassination went down. Well, I guess the only person who could answer that would be his assassin, Mitsuhide.
なのに実際はこんなに可愛いんだもの。
Don't call him little boy, especially since you're meant to be in the same year as him. I know I'm his reincarnation, but...
リクと魔王は別人。わかってるわ。もちろん。 あなたに魔王を重ねてるわけじゃない。そもそも私だって魔王を直接知ってるわけじゃないわよ。でも自分の中に私の考える魔王像を作っていたんでしょうね。リクがそれを覆してくれるから余計に可愛いと思ってしまうのかも。
Guys don't exactly take being called adorable as a compliment.
いいと思うけどな。
Yeah, but girls are adorable. Guys are meant to be handsome.
私は好きよ。可愛い男の子。
Wait, what? You like what? You phrased it like that on purpose, didn't you?
本当に可愛い。考えすぎよ。一緒にいると楽しいし、あなたのことを好ましく思ってるのも本当よ。
Okay, don't say it like that. He'll take it the wrong way. Thanks. Oh, well, he won't take it the wrong way, quote unquote, right? But he'll think it. I don't mind spending time with you either.
悪くない？
Fine. I like spending time with you.
ならよかった。
I do mind the teasing though. Like, could you let go of me already? It's hard to walk with you cozied right up next to me.
そう？だったら、そうね。手をつなぐのはどうかしら。それなら周囲への牽制にもなるし、歩きづらくもないでしょ？
Yeah, I guess that works. Yeah, but don't let Orie see.
はい、決まり。
The large, soft warmth against my arm slowly disappears. That truly was incredible. Nothing compares to it. What?
やっぱり腕を組んだままの方がいい？
No. Just keep doing what you're doing, please.
それじゃ行きましょうか。
Yeah. This time, we set forth holding hands. Even that's enough for me. Her palm is so soft, different from men's palms in every way. Man, I hope I'm not sweating too hard. I don't want her to get grossed out.
どうかしたの？
Like, I get that doing this helps ward off guys, but if Oria catches sight of this, she's gonna be fuming. I already said that.
ああ、それはあるかもしれないわね。でも大丈夫よ。その時は私があなたを守るから。織江だって話せばちゃんと分かってくれる子だもの。
I'll take your word for it.
まずは織江を見つけないとね。
True. I guess we should go to the convenience store. Hopefully we don't miss each other on the way.
別にいいじゃない。散歩がてら歩くのも。慌てる理由があるわけでもなし。
Well, if you aren't, then I guess I'm not either. We walk hand in hand across the beach. No guys come up to try to hit on her, just as we'd hoped. They probably think we're in a relationship. Yeah, but you probably hope you're in a relationship. You probably hope it'll turn into a relationship. A romantic one. And we walk on with scalding hot sand beneath our scorching hot sunlight above. Usually, I'd be sighing right now, exhausted, but strangely enough, I'm kind of enjoying this.
あ、
What?
あれ、織江じゃない？ほら、あそこ。
Oh, yeah, it looks like it. Is that a child with her? Maybe they got lost.
私たちも行きましょう。もし迷子なら、早く親を見つけてあげないと。
Hopefully you don't walk up to her while holding hands. Yeah. The girl with Orie was lost, as we'd assumed. Orie, while on her way to buy the latte, found her, and they've been trying to find her parents since. Kogi and I wanting to join and wanting to help join the search effort. Fortunately, we were able to find them quickly, but the real trouble began after that.
それでどうして姫様と手をつないでいたのかご説明していただけますでしょうか
I already told you, Riku, to let go of her hand. Or, well, I said I hope you're not holding hands with her. Her phrasing is polite, but her tone is menacing. My fears were unfounded. My fears were unfounded, though, as she readily accepts the explanation that it was to prevent men from hitting on Kaguya. Honestly, now I think back on it. Kaguya's hand sure was warm. Quite unlike the heat from this annoying sun. Much more pleasant. Her hand may be gone, but I can almost still feel her warmth in my palm.
遊んだ
It's funny that Orie went through the same thing of, you know, being with a lost girl. But for some reason, we don't see the sprite of the lost girl until Orie's route. You know, the side character route. Because, like, you know, it's already rare enough for an NPC to have a sprite. And by NPC I mean fucking a non-route character, right? But the fact that she only shows up in sprite form in Orie's route is confusing. It's like, that's a lot of work for a route that I can guarantee most people don't like. But either way, we can skip all the way.
天使創造リブート
Fuck. Something went wrong. I went through the guide again. It still says take a break. I don't subscribe to that. Alright. Amane's text, that should be obvious. Noah's proposal, that should be obvious. Invite Chromie out, that should be obvious. This is where I fucked up, I guess. I hope. I was meant to ask for help. Alright. And then the rest of this should be the same. What is this? Alright. Gonna go in with Kaguya. Who go with her. And it should be right. This should lead. There we go. What? Does starting with Kaguya do nothing? Right? If the guide is correct, and the guide says to take a break, that means the only reason I didn't get Kaguya's route, and let's confirm this is Kaguya's route. It is. The only reason I didn't get Kaguya's route is only because I didn't ask for her help. What the fuck? Yeah, okay, sure. I didn't realize the extra bonding time we did with Kakuya meant nothing to Kaguya. But you know, let's you know, we can't miss the opportunity of seeing the new transition, right? So let's go back and
天使創造リブート
there it is. I mean, look, We'll see it eventually, but it's not the same as the first transition, I guess, even though I always skip the transition. Whatever. Either way, it's been a few days since our beach trip. The period of remedial classes, which none of us had to attend, is now over, and summer break is about to start in full force. All that's left is tomorrow's end of semester ceremony. And today's the very last day of classes, where they assign our homework and tell us about courses running over the summer break. I'd rather not deal with this, but it is what it is.
こっちはとっくにお休み気分なのにさ。
Yeah, I bet she is. I sympathize, but what do you want me to do about it? Sure. Nice, nice. It's lunch break. I just finished eating when Amana texted me to complain, and as I'm in the middle of replying. Whoa. When I noticed that Kogi is right beside me. And for some reason, she's staring at my phone.
ああ、ごめんなさい。中身を盗み見ていたわけではないのよ。
Have you never seen a phone before? I get that. You couldn't from that angle anyway.
どうして断言できるの？
My screen's got a film over it. Ah, he's got the privacy screen. Fucker. For some reason, I've always opted to buy one of those privacy screen protectors whenever I get a new phone. As for what I have on here that I don't want other people seeing, well, I avoid looking at those things in public.
なるほど。やっぱり。そういう処置を取るくらいに私的な情報が詰まっているものなのね。
These things. Okay, she is talking about the phone. Oh, yeah, people usually have a lot of private stuff on their phones. That was a very rudimentary observation to make. She sounds like she doesn't even know what a phone is. Well, she wouldn't. They're not in her world. Oh, right. As much as she seems like she's adapted to life in this world. You don't have a phone, do you, Kaguya? Or even really know how they work, for that matter. I've never seen her using one at least. Which likely means they simply don't exist in the world she's come from.
前々から気にはなっていたのだけど。
She glances around before leaning in toward my ear.
みんなが口にしているから、名称がスマホなのだとは分かっているわ。
She whispers as if this is confidential information. It sends a shiver up my spine. But let's ignore that right now.
でも、具体的にどういう道具なのかは見ていてもいまいちよくわからなくて。
Yeah, it's not as obvious as, say, a stove.
けど見る限り全員持ってるくらいに普及しているでしょ。だから下手に聞くと驚かれてしまいそうで、今まで誰にも聞けずにいたの。
Right. That would explain her hushed tones and wary glances. I get why she can't just go asking anyone about this, especially if they don't know the truth. As far as our classmates are concerned, she spent her childhood abroad and just returned to Japan, but that wouldn't be an acceptable excuse to not know what a cell phone is nowadays. Yeah, but like, couldn't you have asked Kurumi, or Amane? They're girls. Which means...
あなたに聞いてしまってもいい?
I mean, I guess I could say the same about Orie. Why Orie went to Riku for advice on how to use a tablet. I knew this was coming. She gives me a seductive upturned glance that makes my heart skip a beat. But again, we'll ignore that for now. Sure, no problem.
ありがとう。
You should have asked me sooner. Heck, you could have asked Amane or Kohibari too, brother. I literally just said that.
あなたに聞きたかったの。あなたにとっては些細なことでも、私としてはそれなりの思い切りが必要だったのよ。
Oh, right. She seemed pretty relaxed when asking about and exploring our world up until now. Maybe she holds phones in a different in a different regard. Well, they're not as intuitive as a stove. In any case, I give her the brief rundown on how phones are used.
じゃあ、さっきは天音と文章で即時的にやり取りしていたのね。
Kaguya frequently interjects with new questions, making this more like a Q&A session than anything. I don't like this. I don't like that this is going down the same route as Orie, but I mean I get that Kurumi. I mean, fucking Christ! I said Kaguya instead of Kurumi and Kurumi instead of Kaguya. I get that Kaguya is from the other world, but I don't want both of their routes to consist of them learning what technology is. Yeah, you can also call people, but sometimes you want it to be more casual, you know?
ええ、双方が気楽だと認識しているなら、些細なことも伝えやすいでしょうし。
I think the majority of people use their phones to communicate with others like that. They can also be used to browse the web, play games, and make payments. But I think text messaging and social media apps are the most common functions. Oh, actually, wouldn't phone calls see the most use? It's kind of in the name. Personally, I don't call people all too often myself. Either way, it's still a form of communication, so my explanation isn't wrong. I mean, that is true. I talk to people more on my computer than I do on my phone because of Discord. But yeah, I think that about covers the basics.
そういうものを携帯できたら、生活のあり方から変わりそうね。
I wrap up my explanation, at which point Kaguya places her hands on her abundant chest and looks up at the ceiling, her eyes sparkling.
いつでも気軽にやり取りができる。縁を太いものにしていける。私も欲しいわ、すぐに。もう今日の放課後に入手しましょう。決まり。
Yeah, I figured this would happen. Although she is slightly more excited than I would have expected. I think it would be a good idea to have one.
そうよね。あなたは活用しているのだから、私もぜひとも入手すべきよね。同じ連絡手段を確保しておくのは大事なはずだわ。
Yeah, but that wouldn't be the only purpose of having a phone. The main benefit would be that it'd help her fit in more in this world. Of course, I agree it's important that we have a way to contact each other. This is actually a good time too, since we won't be seeing each other every day over summer break.
確かに。ならこれはもう運命ね。今日、絶対に手に入れなくっちゃ。
Actually, buying one comes with its own set of difficulties, mind you. Now you're going to have to decide what carrier to go with and stuff.
そういうのもあるのね。口ぶりからして、あなたはそのあたりにも詳しいようだけど。
Decently knowledgeable, I guess. I like doing research and weighing the options out there. I also have money to worry about, so I can't just switch contracts and upgrade whenever I want. That's why I have so much fun figuring out exactly what I should buy.
だったら、物のついでというのも変だけど、あなたが良ければ買いに行くのも付き合ってもらえないかしら。
Sure. I have no plans after school, and therefore no reason to say no. Also, I kind of want to help her through this process. Kaguya straightens up her posture.
ありがとう。では、よろしくお願いするわね。
Her elegant smile and courteous bow remind me once more that she is in fact a princess from another world. school is now out.
それじゃあ、行きましょう。リク。
Sure. I've been thinking, why don't we make it a little trip? We don't get to do stuff like this often.
私のことなのに、親身に考えていてくれたなんて。だったら私は、あなたにエスコートしてもらうのみね。
I don't think Oria is going to take that lightly. Your escort, huh? That makes things a little different.
あら、殿方にとっては、名誉なことでしょ？
Well, you know, there's a different word that I would hope you'd use, that I was hoping you'd use.
もちろん、私にとってもだけど。
What do you mean by that?
言葉通りの意味よ。
I don't get it, but whatever. We should get going. I don't know why, but I feel embarrassed, so I attempt to block it out by walking ahead.
って今日はかぐやとどこかに寄っていくのかい？
Yeah, we're going to Love Hotel. Never mind.
どこであれ、私もお供いたします、姫様。
Naturally, Noah immediately links up with me, and as Orie does with Kaguya.
して、今日はどちらへ？
Oh, right. The thing is...
オリエ、あなたには別に頼みたいことがあるの。
Oh, man. Kaguya cuts me off mid-answer.
そろそろ食材が切れる頃よね。買い出しに行っておいてもらえないかしら。
Kaguya are really out here trying to make this a date.
それは、姫様のご用件がお済みになってからでも、遅くはないのではないでしょうか。確かに食材は乏しくなっていますが、今日の食事がご用意できないほどでもありませんし。私、今日はお刺身というやつに挑戦してみたい気分なのよね。お刺身。あれは確か、生魚でしたか。となると鮮度が命ですね。承知いたしました。私は直ちに買い出しに向かいます。姫様、どうかお気をつけて。
Do you have a way to get Noah to do something other than spy on Riku?
ええ、ありがとう。よろしくね。
お刺身。確か裸の女性の体の上に乗せて食べる。
What? No. Okay, yeah, sure.
それと、ノア？
僕はそんなハレンチなものに興味は。
あなたも今日は別行動を頼めない？
Oh, she's just outright saying, okay, yeah.
どうしてだい？
彼の手を借りて、ちょっとやっておきたいことがあるのよ。心配はいらないわ。私がついている以上、彼の身に危険なことは起こさせないから。
なるほど。君たちの事情絡みの何かがあるんだね。
Yeah, they're just going out to buy a phone. It's definitely not going to be a date thing.
そういうことなら分かった。リクを頼むよ。何かあったら連絡してくれ。
ええ、すぐに伝えるわね。
I sort of ended up just watching events unfold. But she definitely just tricked them into leaving us alone, didn't she?
これでよし。心置きなくスマホを買いに行けるわ。
Also, she didn't trick Noah into leaving him alone. She just outright stated, "Can you leave us alone?"
では、改めてお願いね、リク。
Sure. I guess she wants to keep the purchase of her first phone a secret between the two of us. Kaguya certainly has a mischievous side. The two of us leave the school and head toward the station.
あら？電車に乗るの？
Yeah, I told you. We'll make a trip out of it. We have a phone shop right here. But somewhere with a wider selection would be better, I think. Before long, we arrive at the same mall we visited previously. All the phone all the phone carriers have big shops here. They're looking over there. Look over there.
本当だわ。スマホがいっぱい。選びたい放題ね。
Sometimes having more choice it makes it harder to actually decide.
あなたが付き合ってくれているから、そのあたりは何も心配していないわ。
Sure. But the store workers will probably know more than I do.
よろしくね。リク
I'll strive to get you the perfect phone, Your Highness.
よろしい。
In for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. Honestly, it feels nice to have someone counting on me. Although there are other issues. I think to myself as I look around. Just as I expected, there's an uncountable number of guys glancing over at Kaguya from each and every direction. We're not at the beach, so I doubt any of them will try to hit on her, but even so, I'm out shopping alone with a girl so beautiful she commands attention from everyone who passes by. And despite the dire situation in my pants, I'm still a guy, and this situation is putting me right on cloud 9. The dire situation in my pants, yeah. In any case, we decided to start by looking at the different phone models. Phones these days can mostly be put in two categories.
ねえねえ、リク。結局どっちでもやれることには大差はないの？
A little, but it mostly comes down to personal preference, I'd say.
あなたが使ってたリーンはどっちでもできるのよね？
Yeah, and most apps are available on all types.
なるほどなるほど。本当に興味は尽きないわね。
As you can see, Kaguya is bombarding me with questions about every little thing. She smiles happily at every answer, her eyes sparkling as she looks over the phones.
もちろん、私の質問にすべて真摯に答えてくれる。あなたに対しても。よ。
Stop with that.
少し顔が赤くなったのはどうして？
Brother, I will only answer smartphone-related questions at this time.
はーい。なら、取り下げるわね。
On occasion, she'll stop to tease me in some way. I end up blushing every time without fail.
あ、ねえ、リク。これはこっちとどう違うの？
It's actually rather captivating seeing Kaguya have so much fun. So ultimately, I'd say I'm enjoying myself too. It's like just seeing a girl spending time with me and having fun makes me feel like I'm on top of the world. Especially when the girl is Kaguya, someone who's beautiful in every way. Alas, men are simple creatures. So true. In any case, Kaguya spends a while looking at the various phones on display. Her understanding of them grows as time goes on, meaning there's less and less for me to explain. All the while, she keeps on smiling and having fun. Which brings us to now.
何から何まであなたとお揃いね。
I'm sure that was coincidence. I'm sure that was all a coincidence. Out of all the phones available, Kaguya ended up picking the same one I have. Not only that, she also picked out the same color case and even contract as me. All that effort and you just copy me.
あなたにたっぷり説明してもらって時間をかけて熟考した上での結論だもの。
I'm sure you did, and it's definitely not because it's the same phone as Riku has.
やっぱりこういう小さなところから積み重ねていくのが大事よね。
She's clearly in a very good mood, but none of what she's saying makes much sense to me. Apparently getting the same phone as me is some kind of building block in a way. This is just going to invite misunderstandings. She's more likely to knock something down than build it up. There's still time. I could explain and get her to reconsider. Just as I start thinking along those lines, I get interrupted. Huh? All of a sudden, Kaguya's head snaps right up. Like she's a deer that's just sensed the presence of an encroaching lion. Kaguya, is something... Whoa.
静かに。
I was not expecting a CG. She grabs me by the sleeve and drags me into this tight, confined space. There are so many questions I could be asking. What the hell are you doing? Being one of them. But I don't. Because her boobs are pressing right up against me. They're getting squashed flat. Admittedly, this isn't the first time this has happened. She's pressing those voluptuous melons against me on more occasions than I can count. Oh.
バックログ画面だ。
She's pressed to those voluptuous melons. Most of the time, she manages to catch me by complete surprise at that. And let me tell you, the sudden softness of such voluminous boobs when you're not expecting it. It's enough to send me into a total panic. Your heart rate goes straight through the roof. If I were still able to get it up, I'd have a hard on within seconds. Yeah, every time. I'm sure you get where I'm going with this. It takes all the willpower I can muster to stop myself from exclaiming in surprise. I can complain about that. I can complain about this later. The one good thing is that I'm now able to stop myself from transmigrating. It takes everything I have to peel my eyes off her chest, only to notice a grave expression on her face as she stares off to the side. She's staring back out into the hallway. And as soon as I find out why...
でさ、サイちゃん。そうしたら鬼ったらね。
I thought it'd be Clavy or someone like that, but no, it's just Amane. I mean, like, I get that he was sent back to the fucking... Was he? Yeah, he was sent back to the other world, right? And they closed the portal to prevent him from coming back. I think. But like, you know, it's not that deep. It's just Amane.
あまねちゃん、本当にお兄さんのことが大好きだね。
Yeah, more than you can imagine.
はぁ？なんかとんでもない誤解されてる。
Those voices belong to Amane and Mikuni, right?
このままやり過ごしましょう。絶対に気づかれないようにしよう。
Don't look at me like that when you're shushing me, all right? I'd be going, where are we going? I'd be going, here we go again, if I was composed enough to think straight. Her breasts are still pushed right up against me, their softness squishing into my chest. To make matters worse, her perfume along with her natural feminine scent is tickling my nose. Kaguya's nervous too. Her heart's racing and she's getting hot, I think. Curiously enough, although the thought does make my pulse quicken, it actually helps me calm down a little. I suppose that's because I know I'm not the only one feeling this way. Regardless, no matter how aroused I may be physically, I'm going to be able to keep my mind calm. Not that I can totally shut out her scent, nor the feel of her breasts, mind you. As for Kaguya, she's still peering out from our hiding place, straining her ears. At some point, I realize I'm fixated on her face. Seeing her close up like this really drives it home. She's incredibly beautiful. Her perfect features maintain her youthfulness, while also exuding maturity at the same time. Moreover, it's not just her face that's attractive. Her body is out of this world. She has curves in all the right places. And yet not in a way that's vulgar. Well, she is fully clothed, so she emits an aura of elegance at all times, likely due to her lineage and upbringing. Her beauty commands your attention, if not captivation, in a way unique to those with royal authority.
何かしら?
He's just really attracted right now. She notices my gaze, batting her long, elegant eyelashes in a mischievous way as she looks at me through upturned eyes. Once again I panic. This time in a different manner. I sort of realized again how beautiful and elegant you are, and that sort of took my breath away. So desperate am I to give a reasonable excuse for my staring that I end up blurting out the truth. Then I panic again, cursing myself for being so stupid. Listen, it's better to be honest than to try come up with an excuse. A bad excuse. Again and again, I find myself panicking. What is wrong with me today? In my defense, it's somewhat understandable given the unique situation I find myself in. A super gorgeous girl started squashing herself up against me out of nowhere.
こんな時なのにきちんと明かしてくれるほどなのね。光栄だわ。あなたの賛美の言葉。喜んでちょうだいするわね。それと、私にも言わせてもらえる？あなただって素敵よ。とても雰囲気のある顔立ち。
Well, that's better than calling him adorable.
どこか野生的で、それが可愛らしくもあって。
Never mind.
こんな時じゃなければ、私も見とれていたはずだわ。
I praised her for not using adorable, but then she just used it. Once again, I'm reminded that Kaguya is a princess. She remains unperturbed, unlike me, and seems used to these kinds of exchanges.
そんな男性に対して、非礼を働いていてごめんなさい。
What do you mean?
緊急事態への対処の結果とはいえ、私、あなたにずっと胸を押し当て続けてしまっているわ。特訓やナンパ回避のような理由もないのに、この状態は失礼に当たると思うけど。重ねてごめんなさいね。もう少し我慢してもらえる？
Here I am getting all nervous and panicky. Meanwhile, Kaguya is showing concern for me, and even apologizing for putting me in this situation. She couldn't do this if she weren't calm and composed. Which means I was reading into things far too much. Now I feel so embarrassed I want to crawl into a hole. It doesn't bother me, so it shouldn't bother you either. I bluff as I look off to the side.
そう。
Am I just imagining things? Or did I detect disappointment in her voice right just now? Yeah, no shit.
しょ。やっと言ってくれたわね。
You basically said, yeah, you don't have to worry about pressing your boobs against me because I won't feel anything. Which means we're finally able to slip out of our makeshift hiding place.
すぐ通り過ぎるかと思ってたのに、まさか向かいの売り場でしばらく足を止めるなんて。でも、見つからずに済んでよかったわ。
At least I finally managed to get out of that situation. More like, I can still feel the softness against my chest, but at least I'm capable of thinking straight again. Which brings me to, so like,
何?
I've been wondering, why did you even need to hide in the first place? I'm compelled to ask. Though I'm thinking straight again, I still can't work it out. It was only Amane and Mikuni.
だったからこそよ。
Huh?
もちろん、完全に私の事情だけど。
She turns around to face me and closes the distance between us until her chest is almost touching me again. Then she gives me her trademark mischievous smile and upturned eyes combo.
私たちに気がついたら、あまねは必ず話しかけてきたと思うの。それどころか、一緒に行動したがったかもしれない。
Oh, I guess she might have.
だから隠れたのよ。
Huh?
私、今日は絶対に、あなたと二人っきりじゃなきゃ嫌だったの。
Right, because this is a date. She says this with a radiant smile, one that sends a multitude of thoughts racing through my head at the exact same time. Is that why she sent Aurier shopping? Is that why she came up with a reason to get Noah to leave us alone? She didn't really come up with a reason, she just said leave us alone. Because she wanted us to be alone. Because she wanted to have me to herself. And this thought sends me spiraling straight back into a panic. Now that I think about it, Kage has been acting strange today. This isn't how she usually acts around friends. At least it's not how she usually acts around me. Could it be? Does she actually like me?
なーに？また私に見入ってくれているの？
Oh,
真っ赤になって、本当に可愛いんだから。
Hope starts bubbling up within me as I wonder if I've finally become a ladies' man, but I shake my head to drive those thoughts away. I mean, technically he has. I mean, it's not the same as you, right? Because in Kakenuke, it's like all of the girls already liked you before their routes, right? But at least in Angelic Chaos, I mean at least, but in Angelic Chaos, the girls only start falling for Riku in the route, right? Except for Amane, but you know, Amane's Amane, and just like Ritsu, they're already in love with their brother. So it's different. It's different from how you has basically a harem in the common route, but none of them will admit they are in love with you. No way, it's not possible. Kage is as composed as ever. She's a simple there's a simple explanation for this. She used the whole smartphone thing as a pretext to spend some time teasing me. And okay, I mean, I guess you're on the right track, but you need to follow through with that thought process, Riku. Why would she want to spend time teasing you? Alright? Usually people do that to people. Usually you would tease someone you like, right? You know, you follow through with the thought process, Riku. And that has to be it. And yet, why do we guys have to be so quick to jump to conclusions? God, this embarrassment is gonna kill me. I need to turn this around.
それで、リク。
Yeah, actually, I was wondering if I could come over.
すごい意気込み。もちろん構わないけど。でも、どうして？
I can't just leave you with a brand new phone. I'll set it up for you and install some apps while I'm at it.
確かにそれは、私だけじゃ無理そうね。
I could teach you how to use it. How to use it while I'm at it.
そういうことなら、こちらからお願いしないといけないわよね。リク、この後うちに寄って、 いろいろと教えてもらえないかしら。
Sure thing. No time like the present, eh? I start walking forward. Yeah, taking action was the right decision. My You really have to make me say this line. My non-functioning cock is left by ego in tatters. But that's all the more reason to be a man. Don't laugh. It's not my fault I had to say that. So you just have to type it in the search bar and see.
へえ、これも便利ね。情報が正しいかどうかの判断は必要なんでしょうけど。
Yeah, you get it. That's the biggest drawback to the internet. Of the internet.
面白さでもあると思うわ。それで写真を撮るのはこっちだったわよね。えいそれで撮った写真はここね。
Through the events of today, I've come to realize that not only is Kaguya exceedingly beautiful, but incredibly smart. I took care of the setup, installed some apps, and gave her a brief tutorial, yet she's already figuring things out on her own. She's already got such a solid grasp on the internet and the phone's OS and UI that I barely have to explain anything. What's more,
こんな簡単に綺麗な映像を残せるなんて魔法でやろうとしたら大変なことよ。やはりこの世界は面白い。こんなすごいものが一般に普及しているなんて私も手放せなくなりそう。
she amuses herself with her new phone and is incredibly pleased with what she finds.
パノラマ撮影に動画も撮れるのね。すごいわ。これは盛り上がってきたわね。何を撮ろうかしら。さて、どれどれ他には？
There's a childlike innocence to her at times like this. I think it's the contrast between that and her mature appearance that makes it so adorable. It's just I'm having those heartwarming thoughts.
リク？
No, you can't take pictures of me. She turns that mischievous smile in my direction once again, coupled with her upturned eyes. Yeah, what's...
私の初めてもらってくれる？
Kaguya, I know you understand what that phrasing means, so don't fucking use it in relation to taking a photo. Your what?
お願い。
And that face. Do not make that face while saying this. She holds her phone out to me as I'm still in mid-fluster. The QR code of her contact information is displayed on the LCD screen. Okay, so it wasn't a photo. She already took a photo, I guess. You're gonna be her first contact. Wait. She just met the first person in her contact list. I slump in exhaustion before quickly pulling myself back to my senses. Shut up, Kaguya. You fucking you. Kaguya is still giving me those upturned eyes, and now with the most smug smile on her face. Oh, I'd be happy to. Let me see that. There we go.
ありがとう。一生懸命に。
I was trying to play it off, but she saw right through me.
本当に可愛い人なんだから、リクは。
She followed through with a second attack. I'm sure Kaguya isn't teasing me on purpose, but I'm at a loss for words regardless. She is teasing you on purpose, it's because she likes you. I don't know how old she actually is, but it sure feels like I'm being toyed with by an older woman right now. I mean, isn't that hotter?
ただいま戻りました、姫様。
Well, shit, looks like the teasing party is gonna have to be put on hold. And that's when Orie enters.
すでにお帰りだったとは。お待たせしてしまって申し訳。
Listen, Orie, I'm sorry I took time away from your lover. What? I'm sorry I got to spend more time with Kaguya than you did today. At the moment she sees me, her face crunches up into a scowl.
なんだかフラチな雰囲気がします。
Listen. Listen. I don't know what you're talking about. This is just a normal interaction between two friends, alright? There's nothing treacherous going on here, and Kaguya definitely doesn't like Riku in the romantic way. Huh?
姫様、谷風さん、一体何をされていたのですか?
I mean, I'm glad she's not singling out Riku, but like, you know, it's not that deep, right? You know, it's not that deep. Of what?
姫様は色っぽくおみ足を組まれ、そして谷風さんは姫様に迫っているところだったように見えます。そのように顔を紅潮させ、興奮していますね。性的興奮ですか？ですね。
I mean, she's not wrong. But you know, he was definitely feeling more arousal back in the store. How could one person jump to such a magnificently incorrect conclusion? Although I guess it might look that way from her vantage point.
トルフケ、フラッチ。ですが間に合いました。
Listen, nothing was gonna happen. All right, nothing would have happened because nothing ever happens until like a few hours into the round. Especially because she's a main girl.
そういうことならばいっそ私にその欲望をぶつけてください。姫様には及ばないでしょうが。
I mean, I did go with her first, but that's not because I like her over Kaguya.
オリエ、落ち着いて。ちょっかいを出していたのは私の方よ。
That's not any better. Wait. That is... Kaguya, you're asked to explain yourself. You are still using... You are still talking in a way that makes Orie... That makes it very easy for Orie to misunderstand your meaning. The what now?
姫様！そのように、恩義を軽々に。
And I know she's doing it on purpose. Alright?
かといって、オリエが考えているようなことじゃないわ。では、何を？
Looks like the phone's out of the bag. Oh, yeah.
それは、二人だけの秘密。
Never mind. What the fuck? Kaguya smiles mischievously, leaving Orie speechless.
ね、リク?
Then she turns to face me and smiles sweetly. Listen, I don't want to be part of this. Alright? Well, I mean, I kind of do, but like, you know, I guess. I agree, but find it impossible to look her in the eyes.
それよりオリエ、お刺身を買ってきてくれたのよね。だったらとりあえず、早く冷蔵庫に入れた方がいいんじゃないかしら。おっしゃる通りです。申し訳ありません。急ぎ収納します。ええ、よろしく。別に謝る必要はないけど。リク、どうせならこのまま食事も一緒にどう？
Oh, I should.
お刺身の食べ方も伝授してくれたら嬉しいんだけど。
It's not that hard. God damn it. Sorry, but I really you should be getting home.
あら、そう。残念ね。
She wanted to flirt with Riku more. I mean, tease him more. because that's definitely what she's doing. She's not flirting with him. She's just teasing him, like any normal girl would do to a guy that she doesn't like, that she doesn't have feelings for. I've done what I came here for, and dinner's waiting for me at home anyway. Thanks for having me over.
ええ、今日は本当にいろいろとありがとう。今後も私の初めてをもらってくれると嬉しいわ。
Once again with the phrasing.
姫様、それはどうや。
I hear Oreo start to scream in disarray, so I immediately turn tail and hot-footed out of the apartment. The first thing I do after making my escape is sigh, and then I force myself to relax. My heart has been pounding like a jackhammer. I held it together when I said goodbye, right? I kept it cool. I can't take my mind off it. Those words she said, and the mischievous, teasing smile she gave me. Kaguya was definitely acting differently today. Though she's always teased me and called me adorable before. Still, it felt a lot more aggressive today, like she was creating situations to do so rather than waiting for them to happen. And it only started happening after we got into her route. Almost like, there's a reason for that. All that stuff she said about how she wanted us to be alone and how she wanted me to be her first. She was definitely trying to get closer to me, wasn't she? In her own teasing way. Right, yeah, she was only doing it to tease you and not because she was hinting at a possible romantic relationship that she wanted to have with you. Why am I able to articulate these words, but I can't fucking read? Why am I able to so perfectly articulate my sentences most of the time, but I can't read simple words on the fucking screen? She made the first move, all right. She had me wrapped around her little finger the entire day. There's a non-stop stream of ridicule. Teasing and ridicule are completely different. Alright? Sure, it can transition into ridicule, but it never got to that point. Alright? Kaguya's teasing was closer to Takagi than Nagatoro's. Alright, it was teasing. It didn't turn into bullying. As pathetic as it is to admit it, I've had very little experience with these things, which is why I struggle to understand what her intentions are, or even how I should act around her. I tried to play it cool and act as if nothing was bothering me, but in reality, I was in a state of panic the entire time. And to make things worse, I'm pretty sure she could see right through me. Well, that's a good thing, right? Maybe not for him, but for her it is. Hey, it's not my fault she kept on taking me by surprise. But now that I know this is how she's going to act around me, it won't happen again. Me when I lie, I mutter, trying to persuade myself. Okay, I finally calmed down. It's time to go home, I think to myself and start to walk. But I can't resist taking one last look up toward the top floor of the high-rise.